Good day all. On behalf of my co-investigators, I wish to speak on a study we conducted titled Comparison of Standardized Milk-Based Formulation, Standardized Non-Milk-Based Formulation, and Hospital-Based Formulation on the anthropometric indices of under 5s with moderate acute malnutrition, a randomized clinical trial. Moderate acute malnutrition is a leading cause of impaired physical growth in under 5s. It is associated with stunting in childhood, impaired cognition, poor school performance, poor productivity, and poor national development in the long run. And the condition is a major contributor to under 5 mortality. Moderate acute malnutrition is usually managed by dietary counseling and ready-to-use supplementary foods. In settings where ready-to-use supplementary foods are in short supply or not available, WHO recommends the use of locally available foodstuffs to manage this condition. The burden of moderate acute malnutrition in Nigeria is quite enormous, and ready-to-use supplementary foods are not usually available. However, there are a number of locally available foodstuffs in the country that have potential for managing the condition, though they've not been subjected to empirical evaluation. Some of the formulations that could be used for this in the country at the moment are the standardized milk-based formulation, which has carbohydrate, fat, micronutrients, and protein derived from dairy products. The standardized non-milk-based formulation also has carbohydrate, fat, micronutrients, and protein, which is derived from plants, that's soya beans. And then the hospital-based formulation, which has carbohydrate, fat, micronutrients, and protein derived from both plants and animal sources. The standardized milk-based formulation and the standardized non-milk-based formulation are commercially produced formulations, while the hospital-based formulation is the typical homemade formulation used to prepare to manage this condition. So this study was conducted with the aim of determining the effect of the different formulations on the anthropometric indices of under 5 with moderate acute malnutrition. It was carried out in Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria from May 2015 to April 2016 in 3 different local government areas. The inclusion criteria were children aged 6 months to 59 months, and then children that met the case definition for moderate acute malnutrition, that is weight for length or weight for height of less than -2 to -3 z-score of the WHO median reference value for age and sex, and then the mid-upper arm circumference of 11.5 to 12.5 centimeters in the absence of pedal edema. A total of 687 children were assessed for eligibility. 498 of them were excluded as they didn't meet the inclusion criteria. 189 of them that met our inclusion criteria were randomized into one of the 3 different arms of the study. 70 were randomized to receive the standardized milk-based formulation. 64 received the standardized non-milk-based formulation, while 55 received the hospital-based formulation. They had 50% of their daily caloric requirements for the period of the study of 4 months, and this was administered to them on 2 weekly basis. And then they were all followed up on 2 weekly basis as well, during which their anthropometric indices were measured, that is the weight, height, and mid-upper arm circumference, and the general clinical assessment of the children were noted. At the end of 4 months of the study, of the follow-up period, 54 participants in the standardized milk-based formulation arm were found to be evaluable, 57 were evaluable in the standardized non-milk-based formulation arm, and 46 were evaluable in the hospital-based formulation arm. The results showed a significant improvement in the mid-upper arm circumference and weight of the children at the end of the study, that's the end line, when compared to their baseline measurements. And then the children's height or length did not improve significantly. Children less than 23 months had better improvement when compared to those 24 months to 59 months. And then when we did the head-to-head comparison of the 3 different formulations, there was no significant difference based on the formulations used on the children. So the implication of this finding is that in regions where moderate acute malnutrition is endemic and ready-to-use supplementary foods are not available, the locally available foodstuff, when fortified with micronutrients, can conveniently be used to manage children with moderate acute malnutrition with good outcomes. Thank you very much.